Hello everybody, this is Lara with your nearly always Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin and XRP. Bitcoin's moving a little bit higher. That's exactly what I've expected for the short term. I don't think it's done yet. Currently finding resistance at 58,200. I expect it will get to resistance at 60,700, and next resistance I've identified above that is about 66,800. That might be a little bit too high. Let's see how high it gets. I'm going to wait for a bearish reversal pattern before I expect that the current upward swing is complete. It could get as high as resistance at the upper edge of the pink channel. For the longer term, I am expecting lower lows from Bitcoin before this big counter trend movement is finally complete. But my view on that will change if we get a break above the upper edge of the pink channel and then a new all-time high above 73,100 on an upward session with push from volume. If that happens, then I'll expect the next bullish run for Bitcoin is underway. While that hasn't happened, I'm going to expect lower lows to complete this downward correction. For the short term, volume was pushing price lower to the last low, so there was a little bit of push from volume supporting the view that we may get further downward movement. At the end of downward movement, volume tends to sharply increase. It wasn't complete here, we've got a lower low. This is not strong enough for me to expect that we've finally got a low in place. I'll be expecting quite a strong volume spike at the final low. Now, it doesn't always happen, but it does happen reasonably often. So that's what I'll be looking out for as an indication that this downward movement may finally be complete. ADX is still indicating that there's a downward trend. It's quite a long way from as extreme as it can get, so I will expect downward movement to most likely continue. At the last low, there is now double bullish divergence between price and RSI. This could just be an interim low within an ongoing bear market, because at the end of bear markets for Bitcoin, RSI doesn't usually exhibit bullish divergence. It has once, but it doesn't usually do that. The downward end of a bear market tends to end with quite a lot of strength. There's also double bullish divergence between price and money flow. I'll expect money flow to get closer to oversold, and I'll expect RSI to potentially get oversold as well at the end of this bear market. ATR is weak and volume is relatively weak for this upward movement. So for the short term, I am expecting a bit more upward movement, but it's not got a lot of strength, so I don't expect that we're going to get an upward breakout on this upward swing, and the upward movement may be a bit more limited. The Elliott Wave count for XRP remains the same. A little bit more confidence that mini wet wave 2 may be a complete double zigzag, complete down here, and a third wave of a third wave is in its early stages. There's a little bit of strength and upward movement for yesterday's complete session. Once we have mini wet 3 move beyond the end of 1 above 0.642301, then I'll move risk and the invalidation point up to the low labelled mini wet wave 2. For now, I wait for that core Elliott Wave rule to be met before I adjust risk and the invalidation point. For now, it's possible the second wave correction could continue lower as a triple zigzag. It may not move beyond the start of 1 below 0.4322. Technicals on the daily for XRP, we've got a golden cross after the close of yesterday's session, so the death cross no longer in play. The golden cross supporting the view that we're going to have a low in place down here at this hammer reversal pattern. We've got a bullish piercing pattern at the last short-term low and a little bit of strength and upward movement now as price has managed to break a back above resistance at 55 cents, finding resistance now at 58 cents. Look out for what happens when it gets up to resistance at 62 cents. If it can break above that, then we may see some energy released to the upside. For the short term, there's a little bit of a push from volume, pushing price higher for XRP, and previously in the last decent upward movement, there was very strong support from volume. The volume profile for XRP remains quite strongly bullish. On balance, volume remains within a rather widening range. There's no signal. ADX is now too low to indicate a trend. It's below 15. With no clear trend indicated, utilizing a model of stochastics plus support and resistance would expect stochastics to continue higher to reach overbought, while price continues higher to reach resistance, and if they get there simultaneously, that may be where and when the upward swing ends. That's it for me today with a quick update for you. I hope you're all looking forward to a lovely weekend.